Can we actually design a building like a tree? When we look at a tree, we see that a tree gives shade, a tree gives cool air, a tree gives oxygen, a tree gives health. If the same thing were to be done by a machine, we would have called that machine revolutionary. But we have a tree right out there which has been doing it for centuries. So can we actually design a building like a tree? But the simple quest that I started with was, how can a building do to us what a tree does to us? Can we make it really that simple?
Imagine the trunk of the tree as the walls of your home and the canopy as the roof. The way the canopy always protects the trunk from the harsh afternoon sun, your roof must shade the walls. Because if the walls never get hot in the first place, the house stays naturally cooler. That's much smarter than letting the walls heat up all day and then using air conditioners at night to cool it down, right? A building needs to learn shading from a tree. Have you ever noticed something that the coolest natural place on a hot summer day is under a tree? Because a tree lifts its branches high above the ground, leaving plenty of space underneath for the breeze to flow. What if buildings did the same thing? That's exactly what we did while designing our own office. Instead of placing the building directly on the ground, we raised it on stilts and created a garden underneath. Instead of walls blocking the breeze, the building lets the wind pass freely through it. And we have a cooler, more comfortable space with far better natural ventilation. A building needs to learn ventilation from a tree. A tree gives oxygen, but most buildings trap stale air. Instead, if we fill our buildings with trees, plants, courtyards, vertical gardens, buildings can become lungs that produce cleaner, healthier air. Instead of merely sheltering us, a building needs to learn how to help us breathe better from a tree. A tree gives us fruits, flowers, herbs, medicine. So why shouldn't our homes? By integrating rooftop gardens, kitchen gardens, vertical gardens, our homes can become places that grow food, not just consume it. My mother has perhaps the greenest fingers in Pondicherry. The passion fruit creeper on the wall of our home gives us baskets full of fruit every single season. Today, our garden is filled with tomatoes, chickus, coconuts, bottle gourds, lemons, mangoes, chilies, pineapples, even pomegranates. There is something magical about walking into your garden and picking your own salad for dinner. A building needs to learn the joy of growing food from a tree. Every leaf on the tree is a tiny solar panel. Yes. All day long, it quietly harvests sunshine and converts it into energy. Imagine if our buildings did the same. Today they can, with rooftop solar panels, solar water heaters, even building integrated solar PVs that become part of the roof or even the walls. Our homes can harvest the sun instead of depending entirely on the grid. Every tree is powered by the sun. A building needs to learn how to harvest sunshine from a tree. A tree makes its own air conditioner. It slowly releases tiny droplets of moisture into the air through its leaves. And as this moisture evaporates, it naturally cools the air around the tree. That's why it always feels cooler beneath a tree than out in the open. Buildings can do the same by thoughtfully integrating water bodies and mist courts into their design. A building needs to learn natural cooling from a tree. A tree doesn't block sunlight, it filters it, it softens the sunlight. That's why sitting beneath a tree feels so comfortable to the eyes. Buildings can do the same through filtered light coming in through skylights, pergolas, jalis, wooden screens, diffused glass. The goal is not harsh light and not darkness. It's a balance in the middle. a soft, natural light exactly where you need it. A building needs to learn how to filter light from a tree. A tree is nature's rainwater harvesting system. When it rains, a tree slows the water down, allowing it to gently soak into the earth and recharge our underground water reserves, right? Without millions of trees quietly doing this every monsoon, our groundwater would have been exhausted long ago. Buildings and campuses can learn the same lesson by using paving blocks that are permeable to the rain, which allow the rain to pass through it, and rainwater recharge pits that allow the rainwater to return back into the ground instead of allowing it to flow away. A tree draws water from the ground to live, but gives back far more than it takes. A tree is net water positive. A building needs to learn how to be net water positive from a tree. A tree builds the soil. Its leaves fall to the ground, become compost, and feed its own roots. Nothing is ever wasted. Our buildings can do the same. Kitchen waste can be composted into rich manure for the garden. Even the water from our basins, kitchen sinks, showers can be treated and reused to irrigate the soil in the landscape. A tree is a perfect example of a circular system. A building needs to learn circular living from a tree. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and lock that carbon safely inside them for decades. What if our buildings could do the same? By choosing low carbon materials like responsibly sourced timber, lime, earth, stone, and by using recycled and locally sourced materials, we can dramatically reduce the carbon footprint of our buildings. Instead of becoming carbon emitters, our buildings can become carbon stores. A building needs to learn carbon storage from a tree. Where do people naturally gather in the open? Under a tree. Children play there, friends sit and talk, families share meals, strangers become neighbors. Great buildings can do the same. When we design gathering spaces in our buildings like courtyards, gardens, verandas, outdoor seating, people don't just pass through them, they stay, they meet, they connect. Architecture is not just about creating buildings, it is about creating communities. Buildings need to learn how to build communities from a tree. A tree lives for generations. The person who planted the tree may never enjoy its largest shade, and yet they plant it anyway. Great buildings deserve the same mindset. We are not building only for today. We are building something that our children will cherish and our grandchildren will be proud of. A building needs to learn how to be a legacy builder from a tree. A tree gives back more than it takes. It gives oxygen, gives shade, gives fruits, gives shelter, gives beauty, gives cooling, gives rain, gives fertile soil, gives timber, gives seeds. And what does it take? Sunlight, water, and a few nutrients. Now imagine if our buildings did the same. Can we design buildings that give more to the planet than they take? I believe we can. Because perhaps the true purpose of architecture is not just to occupy land, but to leave the world a better place than we found it. A building needs to learn how to become a giver from a tree.